You get 3 of them in here. Gotta turn the fans down so everybody can hear. Good morning. Nope. What's up, Renee? How are you, bud? Hopefully everybody had a nice weekend. As you can see, we got the boss here today joining us. Steven, how are you? Cam, what's up, buddy? Hopefully you guys don't mind while I try to answer any questions you may have. I'm going to work on swapping out this SQ442 to a 50HC blue. What's up, Matt? So we should be pretty much caught up on our Merlin shipments. Some of you have reached out to you that are looking for black or blue depending on what you ordered and which I have in stock, and we've made arrangements to make sure that you get what you want, and or I'm giving you a deal to wait for the second shipment. I appreciate all of you guys that have worked out commitment like that with us, because it's definitely helped. So as far as subwoofers go, we have received all of our 3-inch voice coils. We are awaiting the updated 4-inch voice coils for any of you that are waiting for, I guess, the hybrid motor builds. We're also still waiting on our shipment of the N52 Neo motors. But for those of you that purchase Neos at the pre-order price, if I haven't reached out to you already, feel free to reach out to me. I am giving everybody the opportunity, if they don't want to wait for the Neo motors because it's taking forever. Obviously, we're waiting for overseas shipment, whatnot, government bullshit. We do have the hybrid motors here in stock, and I'd be willing to work out a deal with you to build you that sub in place of your Neo. It is a Neo center pole with a ferrite outside. I think it's a better subwoofer. I think it handles more power. It's not lighter, obviously, by any means. The Neo is lighter, but the 6800 Gauss of the Neo didn't quite do what we wanted to. In a 3-inch voice coil, you do have less moving mass, so for I don't know. I think we need to test it head to head and see where the point of diminishing return is. I honestly think the ability of the 4-inch voice coil and the larger motor to handle more power, I think will supersede the weight, the extra weight that it adds to the build. So I don't know, I guess we got to try that head for head. I do know in our personal build, the Z-Tony 8 out downstairs that we've been sharing videos of, and for those of you, please do me a favor, sir. Any of you guys, ladies too, please go to our YouTube channel and please at least subscribe. All of our videos that we share here on Mondays with Mike, or our Tuning Tuesdays or Tuning Thursdays, if not that day, I try definitely by the next day to share to our YouTube channel. So not everybody has a chance or can obviously participate with Mondays with Mike. But everything that we do here, I want everybody to be able to participate or watch or see, because that's what we're trying to do is learn. So again, moving forward, if you have any questions that I don't answer here, feel free to reach out to me afterwards. The tuning sections. So we did the sub stage that was shared to YouTube. Last Thursday, we did the mids and highs stage, and then I shared that to YouTube as well. I think, I'm sorry, I don't know. I gave it to Rigo. Now he's going to redo it because I think because of the music that we were playing or something, they might have pulled some of it off. I know where when I shared it to Facebook, it ended up breaking it up into sections. If you guys like that better, if it's easier to understand, maybe we should do that moving forward. But I started this whole thing because we had two of our hybrid 18s that I just built put in that car. We hooked it up to the 10K, and it sounded really good. Unfortunately, I think we had a clipped signal and ended up blowing both of the subwoofers literally within minutes. So that says four things to me. One, we're human here and we make mistakes. Two, it's very, very important moving forward. I don't care who builds your subwoofers. I don't care if you buy them from Scar, because there's nothing wrong with some of Scar's subwoofers, or if you buy them from us. I'm not going to take the time, I can't, to fully break in your subwoofers. I will test them downstairs. I will play them and try to break them in a little bit. But, and for any of you that watch Mr. Dave Lieb, who actually, we grew up in the same area down south, Fort Myers area. He now builds subwoofers, and I think he just shared something on heat cycling your subwoofers, your voice coils. It's very important, especially in the way that they're built with the glues for them to be heat cycled. If you get, now don't get me wrong, there's two sides to that coin. If you're only throwing 1,000 watts at a 6,000 watt subwoofer, as long as the signal is clean, you'll probably have no issues. If you're throwing 15,800 watts at two subs that should probably only handle about 10 to 12,000, and you just keep hammering them and you haven't heat cycled them, they're gonna come fucking unraveled, which is what happened to our subs here. So, no, it didn't. It finished the print. It just doesn't know how to stop when it's done. Yeah, this is one of our 8-inch rings for any of you that saw what I shared. I think it was Saturday. For those of you that have our timbers, you know that our baskets are Dyne Audio baskets, for lack of better terminology. The 8s are not quite 8s, and the 6s are 6.5s are not quite 6.5s. So we've made these 3D rings that will help you in your installations. And I'm just trying to get ahead of everybody and make sure that we have what's needed in case they're ordered. We also have the pods for any of the A-pillar installations. We have them in the 3-inch end tweeter, and we have them in the 4-inch end tweeter. But we've made these recessed 3D rings, or 3D printed rings, to help in installation and make sure that our speakers fit in whatever locations you're attempting to put them in. Real quick, I'll pop a Timber 8 out of here so you can see how they work. This is a Timber 8, for those of you that don't know. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody, because US Amps has the best, the absolute best three-way component set on the market. I'm going to voice my opinion because that's what I do here, and I don't give a shit. This is my channel. If you don't want to watch it, don't want to hear, don't like what I got to say, then keep scrolling. I've been very supportive of Rawcat, and I've given him a lot of equipment to test because I like his unbiased opinions. It doesn't necessarily mean I agree with his opinions, and I definitely don't agree when somebody utilizes their forum like this to relay improper or unbacked information. When I tell you guys something that I'm not 100% sure of, I like to tell you that I'm not sure. Knowledge is a funny thing. Knowledge is fact-based, not opinion-based. There's been a lot of talks about useless specifications, damping factor, slew rate, RMS power, and I don't particularly agree with any of those. And I honestly, not just because our amplifiers have them and others don't, but I think we've more than proved the difference that damping factor and slew rate make in amplifiers. But I watched as Rawcat negated to take the time to either use a 3D printed ring, which I could have sent him, but I didn't know he was doing what he's doing. He's doing a mid-bass shootout. And obviously, as I said, our mids are not the same size as others. So instead of utilizing a ring to make sure that our speaker fit in the location properly, he stuffed it in there and had like 3 screws holding it in place. And then proceeds to say that it's not going to affect the sound. I definitely don't agree with that, and there's a lot of things that come into play there. I just spoke about heat cycling your voice coil. When you're building a strong speaker, that's what we've done here with the Timber. The Neo motor is extremely strong. We've built and designed these spiders to hold everything in place and to keep the moving mass centered as it thrusts and recedes, right? Over time, I mean, at first they're very stiff, and that's for a reason. We want them to last, right? Douglas Bruce is on here. He's doing a lot of tests for us, and he's also designed some spiders of his own. There's a reason for that, right? The spider is very important. The cone is very important. All these parts are important when they come together. But I think all speakers, from my knowledge, over time during break-in, they'll change the Thiel small parameters as they break in, right? Because they're gonna move more. They're gonna move more freely. They'll take a little more power, which will allow them to move more freely. If you're testing 8 ferrite motored speakers and 1 Neo speaker, I don't think that's fair. Okay, I think you should take the time to break them all in, whether it's 15 to 20 hours or whatnot. But even if not, I'm not trying to make excuses for our speaker. I honestly believe at the end of the day, for the difference in size, because obviously when you're talking about a woofer, it's about moving air. So surface area of the cone is most important. If ours is almost an inch smaller than every other 8-inch driver, then we're already at a disadvantage if you're talking about bass that this is going to reproduce. But I honestly believe, and I honestly feel, and that's why we did what we've done here, the other quality of the rest of the components far supersede the loss that we gave up by giving up the almost inch in cone area. Anyway, so for those of you that have Timbers or are on the fence about purchasing Timbers and it's because you're unsure of how you're going to install them, feel free to reach out to us. hopefully I can talk to Rigo and we'll come up with, and actually, hey guys, you guys are here. Most of you are US Amps family. Some of you have this equipment, some of you don't. What would you say that something like this is worth? I don't want to overcharge you for it, but I also want to make sure that you have it. You see how that works? Now this will allow you to obviously install this in a place where maybe the hole would be a little larger. If you have an area where you need a tab added here or there or whatever to make your installation work, that's something that we can do as well. Let's see. All right. Hey, what's up? Julio, how are you? Reggie, what's up? Mr. Frederick, what's up, man? Jason, how are you? David, any update on Chris's 415-inch Exterminator Bro? Matt, this is, I can't, I don't know. You'd have to message me other times, like we were just talking this morning. Please ask me about that stuff when we're talking personally. I'm so far behind on subwoofers, it's not even funny. And it's not a personal thing. I'm the only one building them, and we were waiting on voice coils. We literally just got these voice coils like 3 weeks ago. So I'm trying my best. If there's something else that person wants instead, or they want a refund because they can't wait, I completely understand, and I'll gladly do that. But yeah, I'm not sure. I know I have at least 2 or 3 people waiting on 415s. We definitely have the product here. If you look, that whole shelf is full of baskets. It's full of spiders. It's full of, you know, I think I probably have enough to build 20 15s here, and I definitely have the motors. I just received 10 of the hybrid motors, which I already had 4 here, so there's 14 of those. So if anybody, like I said, if anybody's ordered a Neo and wants to switch over to the hybrid, I'll gladly do that. Talk to Cliff Farley, who's on here. He has, and actually did order originally a Neo subwoofer, and he switched over to the hybrids. We've had plenty of people reach out to us because they've heard his vehicle. So, good morning, Mrs. Mike. What's up, Josh? How are you? Patrick, what's up, man? We're finally out of the rain. I got your amplifier leaning against the wall right over here. I'll try to get that shot within the next day or two. Neo pole cap can drastically increase BL. Higher efficiency as well. Has a lot to do with placement. Absolutely. Yes, Douglas, I'll send you some information on that. Or perhaps I should build a sub and send it to you so you can test it for us. Y'all should do a lower wattage SQ sub. So I don't know if you were around, Cam, but we first introduced our subwoofer line. It was the LH series subwoofer. I didn't really like the design on the center cap, and I named it after somebody that was our investor at the time, and they ended up screwing me. So that's kind of why I discontinued the line. Not because I didn't like the subwoofer or the way they worked, but I still have plenty of the motors, and I have a ton of the baskets. They were made to work with our 50HC or 100HC. So, you know, they're 1250 to 1500 watt RMS subwoofer, and we can build those for you at any time. Harold, what's up, buddy? How are you?
Hi, Harold.
Mitch, what's up, man? Thank you for the big US Amp sticker with my 4-wire mic. Lori, you're welcome. Cliff, what's up, buddy? I was just talking about you. There he is. Good morning, Mrs. J. What's up, Jeff? How are you? Yes, the boss is here. She's got to keep everybody in line. Mike, what's up, man? How are you? Mr. Wasden, what's up, buddy? Douglas, huge difference in Theo small parameters after break-in, and even larger differences in large signal parameters. Thank you. All right. So again, the information that I share is information that I'm learning, but I'm not going to bullshit you. I try not to. You guys, for those of you that have been around, you know the very first time I was even involved in building or reconing a subwoofer was when the Prodigy was here and we blew his nightshades. Literally taking apart the sundown nightshade and seeing Now, whether I think Jacob designed it, if that's whomever designed it, I don't want to give the improper person credit. Whomever designed the nightshade, as far as the way it takes in air and then pushes air back out to cool the motor and the voice coil, that's what got me excited and got me interested in subwoofer design. Then I purchased some parts from Lord of Bass. I built some 8s, or Sean actually helped me build some 8s and showed me how. And we've gone from there. I'm still learning every day, and I learn by making mistakes. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know everything, but again, obviously the information I just shared was backed up by somebody that designs and makes his own spiders. So, I guess I'm doing okay.
Does everybody know that we were on our first vacation years when somebody called you to ask if you wanted to invest in US Amps? That's
No.
how this started?
No, yeah, no. That's how. For those of you that don't know, I was working for Hensel Phelps, which is probably one of the largest, if not the largest, especially healthcare and aviation contractor in the country, if not the world. I was a project superintendent. I don't like to talk about money, but I was paid enough to where last year we could have paid off our home and everything we had, and I could have retired. We were actually on our first vacation that we had taken in probably 5 or 6 years. We were in, New Orleans?
Yeah.
And I got a phone call from somebody that I had purchased some US amps from, and he had purchased some for me, and I had repaired some stuff for him, and he asked if I wanted to be part of bringing US amps back, and that's how all that started. But
And I thought it was bullshit. Literally.
Definitely.
Laughed.
Definitely.
Laughed.
Sure. Me too, especially, the history that I had, with installing the brand as a younger, teenager. And, I mean, think of you guys, anybody that loves US amps or loved it as a young man or a teenager, if somebody just called you out of the blue and said, hey, you want to bring US amps back and we want you to be part of it, but we don't want any money from you. Obviously, fast forward, and you guys see here that I'm the owner. So there's been a lot of things that changed, and money was one of them. My involvement in what needed to be done was another, and the thing was that the people that were involved were just there to basically take from anybody that wanted to invest and basically steal. So I think it's a blessing in disguise. But I definitely didn't think that I would be here now. Well, that's 6 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, probably now. 6 years ago. We're now going into our 5th year, and I'm nowhere near retiring. I can't. So we've definitely it's
There's no days off.
it's definitely changed what we had plans for.
Mm-hmm.
6x9's in the works. Yeah, I think I share this almost every week, but obviously I have to remember that every week we get more and more people on here that haven't been here before. We do, and I definitely wanted to have a timber version of the 6x9. For those of you that don't know, the timber voice coil in the 8-inch and 6.5-inch is a 3-inch voice coil. Probably doesn't sound like a big deal to you, but if you do a little more research, you'll see that there aren't very many, if any, 8-inch or 6.5-inch mid-drivers that have a 3-inch voice coil. So I really wanted to adapt for lack of better terms, I don't really want to keep calling it that other brand's basket design to allow the motor to sit where it sits, because it helps in the way it cools under stress. So yes, we do have a timber design, but as I've told you guys on here before, and I'll gladly say it again, to bring something like this, even if it's already, the CAD work is done and we know that it functionally works, to bring something like this from an idea, or even more than idea, because we have a functioning prototype here, to bring that to not only product, but then boxes here to have something to sell to the customer, you're talking $100,000
Minimum,
minimum.
upfront.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So,
Just for me to reach out to the same people that helped me build the timbers, I would probably have to agree to buy 1,500 pair of these. And I'll be honest with you, when we first started this, they sent out some prototypes and I tested them. I didn't like them. That's why we went into designing our own. Over the last 4 years, Mike Rose, I'm talking to you because you asked about the 6x9s. Over the last 5 years, if I've had 10 or 12 people ask me about 6x9s, it's a lot. So imagine being a self-invested company, no bank loans, no, anything like that. How can I make it make sense to invest $100,000 and then where am I going to store all, 1,500 minus the 10 sets that have been asked about 6x9s? I have to, as an owner, and I'm not the best at business, 100% not. That's why I work 20 hours a fucking day. I do that because I make poor decisions when it comes to business. I'm not a great businessman. My accountant yells at me all the time. But I have to make sure that whatever money we invest, it comes back to us in the form of capital quicker so we can reinvest it in the company.
amen.
Jason, what's up, buddy? How are you? Dane Dockery, Orion rules. Okay, cool. I loved Orion, man. I installed Orion back at New York Stereo Sound in 1992. There was a Camaro we did with 812s on the old Orion XTR 12s and the Orion Beast amplifiers. There's absolutely nothing wrong with Orion, Dane.
I'm not here to knock anybody.
Nope, not at all.
Nothing but love.
Hustle man, what's up, brother? How are you, man? Thank you for the kind words. Mike James. What's up, Mike James? Mike James. Peggy, how are you? Aaron, what's up, my friend? The hybrids work great. Please, please, please heat cycle those voice coils, Cliff. Please. Get them hot, warm. Even if you have to buy one of those temperature guns, get them up, 150, 160 degrees, and then turn it down. Don't turn it off. Turn it down so they keep moving and then they can slowly cool. If you can do that, 10 to 12 times and then slowly start giving them a little more, I think they'll last a lot longer. But in what we were doing in the Z-Tony 8, I honestly feel for long-term demos that 10K was just too much power. It was too much power, and I'm not good enough with the knob. I'm just going to end up blowing them over and over again. So we're redoing something, and I'm not going to share it until later with the Z-Tony 8, but the Z-Tony 8 will be at the Florida State Car Audio Finals. Reggie, I can build any size subwoofer with those motors. They just realize they are 73 pounds, the motor themselves. They're fairly large, so
Enormous.
we can build them in 8s if you want. It's just going to be a little funky. Absolutely. B-Wise, what's up, man? I bought a 3D printer to print out the adapters, but I forgot I have a 4-inch tweeter. Okay. Yeah, 3D printers are great, man, but it's the CAD portion that's
and
not
switching
easy.
out the pieces too. We figured that out. Actually,
Not all 3D printers are great.
my son has helped a lot.
Thankfully. Thankfully, her son, I forget what brand he had, but he had some issues with the nozzles and the extruders, and I don't think his machine actually self-levels like mine does. Thankfully, mine does, because I don't think I'd want to get into all that, but he gave me some guidance on upgrading my extruder and my hot ends, the nozzles, and since I've done that, I've had no issues with these machines. So I'm using the Bamboo X1 Carbon for smaller prints and the H2D for the larger prints. We have come a long way. We've always had our ups and downs in life. Absolutely, my brother. Glad to see you're doing good, Brian. Hope all is well. Sorry I didn't see the boss lady behind you. I think you would clear that really quick with quality of your stuff. Thank you. Appreciate that, James. Oops. Hello. What's up, Jay? How are you? Oh, hello to Jacqueline.
Hi.
Eric's been around since back in the
Yes,
waffle
I
days.
remember.
What's up, Tony? Chris Phillips, keep up the good shows. Thank you. Exactly what I've been doing. Oh, excellent, Cliff. Good to hear it. When's your next show? Are you have shows before you come here? Any cubic Cobra. Oh, okay. I've heard of that. I'm not familiar with it. Any cubic Cobra X. Right on. So if you guys don't mind, while I wait for more questions to come in, I'm gonna go ahead and work on this SQ442 swap. Feel free to
There's
ask away.
Tony.
Yeah. Feel free to ask away. Again, I think I've just gotten caught up on shipments, but I know we had some over the weekend. I'm hoping by tomorrow we'll have the new LTO battery bank box, the finished prototype printed or cut on the laser. Hopefully Larry can get that done this evening. And for those of you that are wanting or have been waiting for LTO banks, hopefully this week we can start getting those shipped as well. Sorry, baby. Mr. Ray, what's up, my friend? How are you? We're gonna be able to get you ready for the finals. I have everything here that you need. Stick my butt in everybody's face.
Hopefully it won't be insanely hot.
Probably will. It was funny. Months ago, when we were out of SQ442s, I was taking like parts and blown ones, and Sam was rebuilding them. We were missing one set of end plates, SQ442 end plates. They're different than the others because they're 4-channel. I just got all the papers of this. It was underneath and in between the papers there. I just sent it to Sam. I said, Sam, remember we were looking for these? I was like, look, we only have so many. There's no way that they're missing. We can't use them for anything else. I was going crazy, insisting that either they got lost or damaged or
You mean like you don't buy doubles and triples of everything, leave them in a bag, and then we find them 6 months somewhere?
Yes, that I do. I do. I'm going to watch while I work. Oh, speaking of that, if you want to come and get the Tahoe ready, like if you want to help build your subs, you have the knowledge. It would greatly help, and then we can build them like we talked about to spec to run on the 500 HCs. Let's get that truck ready, man. I'm down. Michael, what's up, buddy? How are you? David Anderson, my 100 HC came in and a 300 amp alternator, waiting on the brackets for it to show up and get it installed, then the sub enclosure. Sweet. Good to hear.
Awesome.
If there's anything I could do to help, let me know. I use OpenSCAD. I've never heard of that. I'm assuming it's some type of CAD program, but I have a Vector VCarve. That's what I use. Okay. I can roll back if anybody asks questions. I'm feeding these 10s more power on this amp I got from you than I thought I could still. Oh, good. Excellent. Is that the version 1 Merlin? A Merlin? Cool. Mr. Deering, what's up, my friend? How are you? Nice to see you on here. Damn. Glad to see everything's well, John. It's been a minute, right? He messaged me the other day. He told me he's He's doing well. That's good. That's good to hear. Anytime you want to send out that red amplifier, sir, you let me know. I could definitely use it. Yeah, the Merlin 1000. One could barely feed 20 volts AC without distortion. 42. Excellent, excellent. I mean, that's definitely not like a high SQ amp, you know. It was very inexpensive. It was actually kind of a mistake in ordering, but we've used them a bunch and haven't had issues with them, and it didn't make sense to just see them sit here. If people want to try them out and use them, why not, you know? That's just an inexpensive Class D amplifier. Thanks, John. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you. After I get my system in, can y'all do a tune on it? Yes, absolutely, of course. You don't have to ask that. You know that, brother.
Pork sandwich.
Pork sandwich. That's
Pork
right.
sandwich.
That's right. You're forever and always going to be known,
Yes.
Mr. Wasden, as the pork sandwich guy.
That's right.
Our very first Slam Fest, that was our very first show that we attended as US Amps. It wasn't the first time that I met Mr. Wasden. He and I met in the parking lot of the casino. He gave me some amplifiers that he needed rebuilt.
Gosh, just had it 4 years ago.
Yeah. And now we're getting ready to. He met us at Slamfest and brought us some pulled pork sandwiches that he had made, and they were fucking awesome.
Yes, we will be returning to Slamfest this year.
This is the first time in 4 years that we've been at Slamfest. They are bringing audio back, and we will be attending. For those of you that want to come to Slamfest, we will have not only our Team US Amps vehicles, the Cobra will be there, Mitch Sapp's Hellcat will be there, and the MTI from Texas, the MTI 2 Legit Blazer that they built. We didn't build it, but it's all US Amps. That vehicle will be there as well. They've so kindly, thank you, Mr. Pate. Chris Pate has agreed, thanks to, again, Mike Barsha, for putting that together. Mr. Pate has agreed to bring 2 Legit and leave it in our booth for us to share.
Pork sandwich. I'm gonna hold you to that.
We should have a lot of great things to see, not only at the Florida State Car Audio Finals, but at Slamfest the very next weekend. So look forward to seeing you guys, showing off some equipment, showing off our builds. I will no longer bring unfinished vehicles to shows. I'm not going to do it. The Z-Tony 8, the next time you guys see it, it will look like a totally different vehicle. The Team US Amps Nissan, next time you see it, will look like a totally different vehicle. Everything that we bring will be
They're changing.
of show quality. I don't think the Team US Amps S-Dime will make it. It's currently under the knife at Virtual Speed Performance. Thank you, Nick and Jason Stewart, for taking on. They've built a supercharged LS motor for me, and they are currently putting that in the Team US Amps S-Dime. I don't know that that will be done for either of those shows, and I don't want to pressure them to do so. I want that done and done right, and they've done an amazing job up until now, so I have no complaints. I want to give a big shout out to Glow Voltage, Seth and the guys over at Glow Voltage. Obviously, you guys know that we have what I still believe to be some of the few, if not the only, LTO chemistry that has the discharge and recovery rate that these cells do, and the low internal resistance. I am going to send a bank to Douglas Bruce for testing. I know in the past the sound quality guys don't like using lithium for a signal to noise ratio issue or sound floor issue, which I agree with, but I'm thinking and hoping, and I think Douglas agrees, that hopefully the difference in this internal resistance of these cells might make that difference for you guys. So I can't make the drive-in show, daughter's birthday. Hey, family first, man. Absolutely. It's actually my wife's birthday, so don't bring that up, Josh. You're making me look like a dick. Can't wait. Oh man, the finals are going to be amazing, and Slamfest should be as well.
I'm gonna check on the
You're
meter.
good, baby. Go ahead. Thank you.
Would you like me to bring her back up?
You can.
Really?
Real quick before I take the bench back up, I want to show you guys what, moving forward, any of the lighter weight subs, like somebody asked about earlier, I think Cam maybe asked about a lighter powered sub. So, I'm working on these. This is a 165 ounce motor. I have no qualms about saying that I got them from Lorda Base. I talked to them and they gave me a deal when I put a large basket together. These are a nice motor. I like the design. It works well with our 3-inch voice coil. This is not the surround. This is similar to the surround we're going to be using in the Team US Amps Raider. This is a 12-spoke basket, which we'll be using in the Raider, but I'm relying on Tony to pretty much guide me as what he wants in this vehicle. Whether I agree with him or not, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, this is his build, and he's doing it for me, and yes, I'm paying him. He's not doing it for free, but I'm going to negate any liability. So if he wants me to make this sub like this, we're going to build them like this. And at the end of the day, he's going to be responsible to make sure that it does what it's supposed to do. Right, Tony? He said it's going to be the loudest build he's ever built, so I'm looking forward to that. But just so you guys know, this is not what it has to be. If you want, we have other baskets. This is 10-inch basket. A little different design. We can make these work here. Or yes, I have a lot of parts here, guys. Lots of parts and pieces. And we also have 200 of the Merlin X motors with double the Gauss of the factory Triple X motors coming. And then we have, I think, 72 Merlin X12 baskets and about 100 Merlin X15 baskets coming. And I know some of you saw the Merlin X8 basket that I printed. This was the prototype that was made out of junk that can be broken. This is made out of a stronger plastic, but still not what we would use for an actual build. I bought different nozzles and different extruder for the 3D printer to allow me to use a carbon fiber infused PLA, which I think will be strong enough to actually print and use these baskets. You want to know why? Because this is just a regular PLA. I'm a fat ass. I'm 212 pounds right now. All of my weight is on that one 8-inch basket. No cracks, no nothing. So the carbon fiber infused PLA, the one that I have here can withstand temperatures of up to 500 degrees, which if your subwoofer is 500 degrees, you have more problems. So moving forward, I honestly think that we're very close. We have some design changes that Tony asked for that I agree with. Kyle is currently working on that, but I really feel that we are probably only a few months away from having a 100% designed and printed and built in-house Merlin X 8-inch subwoofer, and the 10 will be right afterwards. So that's very exciting for me. I don't know about you guys. It should be exciting to you guys, but we could also use these motors for this 8-inch driver. Let's see, do these holes line up? The holes probably don't line up, but we can make adapters, or I can just measure this spacing out and print the basket to work with this motor. That's a nice looking sub right there. I mean, realistically, this was part of the problem with the X8 and the X10. Using that giant motor that we use on the 15 and the 12 is just not realistic. This one here, you see this motor here, guys? You guys know the old Triple X motor. The new version we have, it looks exactly like that, but instead of 2,000 Gauss, it's over 4,800 Gauss. Again, Gauss rating is not everything. It's just like damping factor isn't everything. It's just one part of a design that's important. So I was trying to find, I have, oh, there we go. There we go, there we go, there we go. Even if you wanted a 15 with this lighter motor, we could do it in a 12 spoke, or so we have the TI basket. This is the TI version 2 and a 12-inch. That would work here as well for a lighter weight setup. We could do that. I mean, literally, we can build that. We can use that motor for anything. We could build we could build a 24-inch subwoofer with this motor if you want. The 24-inch sub that's in my Range Rover is an LH motor. We did that on purpose because we wanted it to run off of a 100 HC. Yes, hello. Hello, Atlantis. We know that you're here. Yes, we know that you're here. That is the newest addition to the James family. For those of you that don't know or haven't seen any of the posts, this is Atlantis.
The demon.
Hi. Hi. Hello. Can you say hello to everybody? Hello.
Yeah.
Greg and Maria, right? Greg and Maria Miller, who used to work for US Amps when it was in Gainesville, Florida. They actually breed American Pit Bull Terriers, and we just happened to be looking, and they were kind enough to drive all the way over here and bring her to us, and we couldn't be happier. Because she's so nice and quiet. Shut up!
She howls like a beagle. Yes.
I'm starting to think that Greg and Maria gave us another kind of dog. Let's see.
She's definitely not going to be quiet when you talk.
That's okay. Let me get this moved out of the way and go back to working on the SQ442. But we still have, I probably have 20 or maybe 25 of the LH motors here. We also have some in storage that hopefully will be returning to us soon that are brand new in the box. Probably about 200 between the 10s, the 12s, and the 15s. So if you want the LH, I'm going to change the center cap on it, the dust cap on it, because I don't like that design. We'll still sell them at a better price, but I would rather utilize that motor with our upgraded voice coil and our other soft parts that we've come to find that work a lot better. So, but for the time being, until the unforeseeable future, we're going to be building all subwoofers in-house. All right, where was I? Red, blue 100. Okay. Oh yeah. Might be okay here. Let's see. No, we're not. I'm gonna have to put it in here, mark it, and drill it. That's okay. I'm not saying anything important. I don't know why she's doing that though. That's kind of
Because you're talking.
I do that a lot. All right. Well, for those of you that wonder what I'm doing, I need to mark and drill the standoff holes. The standoff is a riser that has a little clip in it that keeps the board not only off of the metal heat sink so the backside doesn't arc, but it also adds strength, because there's always those that are going to mount the amp to the subwoofer enclosure and beat the living bejesus out of it. So any extra strength or rigidity that we can add to the PCB, it helps the life of the amplifier. Mr. Whitfield, what's up? Roberto, can I pet that dog? She is adorable. Did I miss any questions? Let's see. Oh, I still need to vacuum in here. I didn't vacuum Friday.
You'll have to vacuum after the herpes.
Can't wait for the finals. I'm gonna miss Slamfest. Honestly, Matt, that's kind of up to you which one you choose to attend, but we are happy and I feel blessed that you drive all the way that you do to participate and hang out with us, so thank you. No, the parts got moved from Saturday to Sunday, Tony, and then now they're saying today, so hopefully the rest of them come today. Bobby Gray, what's up, Mike? What's up, Bobby? How are you? Keith Payne, there he is. What's up, brother?
I know that name too.
There you go. Getting the job done until I get money together for the Merlin 10K and Merlin X subs. Right on. All right. I didn't know that was your plan, was to go big like that. Sweet. You need to put that puppy on camera. I'll send you a message. Definitely need a 15 with a smaller motor. I can build anything you want, brother. If you have, 100 HC or 50 HC or any amp, I can build a sub to suit.
Say hi to everyone. She's not very ladylike.
You got my German Shepherd on high alert. Oh, they're hearing the barking. Dalton, what's up, my friend? Use PAH-CF for baskets. Filament's still affordable, but can withstand the 400 degrees of coil. Oh, okay. Thank you, Dylan. Okay, all right. I thought I got a 65% infused carbon fiber material that I thought it said it withstood 500 degrees, but I will look into. Let me see. Let me screenshot this. PAHT-CF. PAHT-CF filament. Oh, made by Fibron. Okay. Hey. Yeah, that's what I have. Purchased one time. That's what I have here, buddy. That's exactly what I have. That's funny.
Is it? Let me see.
I wonder, does bamboo make it? Bamboo Lab. RIFD. RFID. PAHT. We have PAHT here. That's what I purchased. PETG. PAHT-CF filament, carbon fiber nylon. Yeah, that's what I have here, bud. That's definitely what I have here. I don't know if this is a good brand or not. Again, I'm learning as I go, but PA612-CF15. Oh, this is a 15%. I guess I didn't get the 60. I got a 65% carbon fiber infused. Oh yeah, it says 300 degrees. Right on. I guess this will work. Probably be good enough. My box is the most rigid panels to mount to. Everything else. Well, Josh, please don't misunderstand me. In a situation where, like the Raider, where you have 5 or 6 layers of 3/4 inch that is PL'd or glued together and it's strong, those aren't flexing like somebody that has just a regular prefab 3/4 inch, sawdust wood. What do they call it? MDF, HDF, whatever. I mean, people build boxes out of all kinds of shit. If those walls are moving and you're mounting your amp to it, then that's going to in turn have serious problems with the board over time.
Larry needs reducers 1 to 4. He thought you ordered them.
Yeah, I don't think they made it here yet, bud.
They didn't make it. I'll go check
You got to look in the box that's on the table downstairs in the wood room. I just brought a box in that has like sandpaper and all kinds of stuff in there. Look at the bottom. Dummy. All right. Nigel, what's up, man? Oh, so for those of you that don't know, the name on here, Snowing Hertz, he has, what is it, SCT? He's sent us for testing. He's started his own line of, I guess, temperature sensors for subwoofers. And he sent a set to us that we're going to use in the Team US Amps Z28. And actually talked to him about integrating his technology into something that I've been working on as well. Just actually started laying everything out. I got an Arduino R4 Wi-Fi and a 10-inch touchscreen. I'm going to again start working on something I started on a few years ago and kind of gave up on, but it's still bothering me, so I need to start again. I'm working on basically a source unit for US Amps that will monitor and control everything that you have that's US Amps, and we will make parts and pieces for other brands as well. But to start with, my main concern is a source unit that will also be basically your control center for your US Amps equipment. As you get into, for those of you obviously that are here, you guys are serious about your builds, and you know that knowing everything is extremely important. And as you get into the bigger builds and you're trying to gain and squeak out those extra little dBs, or trying to hit certain frequencies, knowing temperature, knowing, all of that information is extremely important. So it was something that I was trying to work on with Marius Dorneen at LF Audio a few years ago, but unfortunately my investor at the time really soiled that, and I'm sorry to Marius, because I really think that we could have had something huge. I'm very happy to see what Marius is doing with his business. He's extremely intelligent, and I wish him nothing but the best. I just wish that we could have moved forward with what we were doing, but I'm going to try my best to make what I can make and make it the best I can. For those of you that have never seen the bottom of an SQ442, take the time to look at, if you've ever or can see the traces on your 4-channel amplifier. The thickness of the PCB, the material the PCB is made out of. Not many brands give too much of a shit about those things, but that's also why other brands aren't made to last like US Amps. And I've said it before, and I will say it again, at the current pricing that we were selling or are selling the 50HC, 100HC, and SQ442 at, we lose money per unit. But again, I wanted to prove a point, and I want to get the brand out there. I want to get the product out there. I want everybody to see the difference that all of those little things make. The PR4, if I remember correctly, the PR4 that we chose for our PCB is not only thicker, but there's levels to everything, like we've talked about many times before, and it's no different with PCB materials. They have better quality PR4 and even other. Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate on what I'm doing here and talk at the same time. There's many levels to everything, and it's no different when it comes to your PCB materials and the density of the board, the thickness. I mean, I honestly think, and I'd be willing to bet, that our PCB that is in our Timber three-way passive crossover, I bet you this board is a better material than probably 80% of the amplifiers that are being sold currently. And I guarantee very few owners give a shit what their PCBs on their three-way crossovers are made of, but I do. And I learned that when we built these amplifiers. There's a lot of people that love to run their mouth like they know what they're talking about. And anybody can have an idea. Anybody can come up with a thought or a plan. But instituting that plan or actually making something come to life is a completely different thing. As I said before, to bring a speaker to production, you're talking, forget the money, the effort that's put into just getting it done, much less getting it done properly with quality and not just allowing somebody to give you whatever they want to give you. If you have knowledge of it, that's great. But coming into it naked and not knowing anything and having to learn all of that as everybody's trying to screw you, that was a very daunting task. And I'm very proud of what we've created here and what we've released. And that's why I'm still here, because otherwise I would have given up a long time ago. We've hit a lot of roadblocks along the way, and a lot of people have purposely tried to sabotage everything that we've done and everything that we do. And there's very few people that actually care. And those of you that who you are, you know who you are, and I appreciate you, and I thank you all the time. But not everybody wants to see you succeed, regardless of what they say. You know, actions speak louder than words, and that's a saying for a reason. It's 100% true. Be conscious of those that actually truly support you. There's a lot of people that like to be passive aggressive or will say backhanded comments or, you know, whatever, but at the end of the day, it's fairly easy to see who's on your team. Nigel, I will get your sub that I built for you sent out today. The blue heat sinks are sweet. Thank you, Tim. How are you today, buddy? Tim and his son currently run US Amps equipment. I think they do fairly well in the competitions that they enter. And man, I love and appreciate everybody that runs our equipment, that, you know, that I talk to and try to guide, and especially when people take the time to really heed the guidance that I try to give in lieu of just yesing me to death and then 2 weeks later hit me up with something that's broken because you didn't really actually do what you said you were going to. So again, actions speak louder than words, and Tim Merriam, man, you are definitely an action taker, and I appreciate you, my brother. Snowing Hurts, what's up, man? What's up, Dylan? How are you? Extremely talented young man. I look forward to working with you in the future. Can you hear the puppers? But yeah, she's not quiet, that's for sure. She is running the household. She has Atlas and Archie on alert. Is it? Yes, October 3rd and 4th. Let's see. Save that. Sorry, guys. Let's see. Florida State Car Audio Finals. This doesn't say the date. October 3rd and 4th is the 2026 Florida State Car Audio Finals, sponsored by US Amps. not seeing a lot of these shared, and I don't know why. I'm hoping that we have a good turnout. And then the following weekend is the 35th annual, I think, Slam Fest. For those of you that know Larry Chidgner, I think he has something to do with the sound quality competitions. This is his amplifier. He requested a blue SQ442. And I know he, just like a lot of you, are not happy with timelines of how long it's taken to get things done, but as you see here, it's me. It's me building the amplifiers. It's me building the subwoofers. It's me doing the packaging and shipping. So I apologize about the time frame, but I'm not going to veer from our quality control that we have set in place. And moving forward, I'm going to continue making sure that that's the way things stay. As long as I'm part of this company, everything that leaves the door will be at least tested. Doesn't have to be burst sheeted necessarily, you know, but I know Jason he had a little bench test set up to where he was testing every amplifier, at least making sure that it turned on, even the Impact series. So I don't know how many brands or how many companies care enough to do that. I know we're one of the few. And I mean, I actually literally get teared up sometimes thinking about how far we come, and the thought of being able to print our own basket for the Merlin 8 and 10, literally right here, and building it right here. That's awesome. Uh-oh. Waiting for live video signal. Uh-oh. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let's see these questions here. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Any plans on building a timber subwoofer in the future? Patrick, it's funny that you say that. I wish I could share it, but Dirk is not really a public kind of person. When I sent the timbers to him and he was actually holding the timbers in his hand for the first time, it actually made him excited. And that's what his MX subwoofers, RE Audio MX subwoofers, were initially pretty much basically a timber subwoofer. So yes, it's definitely in my thoughts, again, as I spoke earlier, to bring something like that from an idea to function in productivity, like to get it in production at a build house. You're talking $100,000 to build them here. My printer can probably only go up to about a 10-inch. If I could get something larger, yes. I don't see there any reason that we couldn't build something like that here. Maybe I'll start working on that. Thank you, Patrick. Puppy always has a treat. Brandon TBO Gardner, what's up, my brother? For those of you that don't know, and I probably don't say it enough, a couple years ago, we were lucky if we were selling one amplifier a month. And it was tough, man. It was tough. You know, I was seriously doubting the choices that I had made, and yeah, I mean, now we're not in that type of position anymore, but it's people like Brendan Gardner that were kind enough to be open-minded enough to try out my equipment, and yeah, I mean, I honestly, I don't think we'd be where we are today if not for, you know, people like Brendan helping out and trying out our product. You know, there was no reason for him to do it. You know, he had his record that nobody come even close to touching, I think, at the time, and you know, there's that old adage, why fix it if it ain't broke? But he was kind enough to try out a 100 HC, I think it was. He took out his big Class D, like 20,000 watt amplifier, and put in either one or two of my 100 HCs, and obviously it didn't make anywhere near the power, but I remember him being surprised at how the subs sounded differently. Like, he couldn't really describe what the difference was that he was hearing, but there was a definitive difference in the way the bass hit. And I think it was kind of from there forward that he was open to trying out anything that I was willing to let him try. And his vehicle has pretty much been the guinea pig since then. And you know, it's people that his records that he's set using US amps that has definitely helped get us to where we are today. So whether I say it enough or not, I hope that Brendan knows it, but I definitely appreciate him. I love him like a brother, and I don't care if I tomorrow woke up and never touched car audio again. I would still always consider Brendan family. Jason Swain. Jason was one of the few in the beginning that, you know, he had the Term Lab and was willing to help us, you know, do the R&D in the field and test stuff out. And man, I even got it, you know, I don't like the way things ended, but the Prodigy, you know, Sean, he pushed me to even mess with Class D. I didn't want to mess with it, you know, but here we are now. I honestly think we have probably the most cleanest, definitely the cleanest, if not the most cleanest and most powerful Class D amplifier available. Yeah, there's 20, 30, and 40,000 watt amplifiers, but they're probably 20, 30% total harmonic distortion. Our 10K does almost 16,000 watts clean. Clean! No, thank you, Brendan, for everything that you've done and continue to do. My buddy is an Audison Hertz dealer and absolutely loves the SQ442. I tell you what, David, anybody that has the ear or has the equipment to put our SQ442 against anything made, I would be very surprised if there's anything $10,000 or less that beats the clarity of the SQ442. Travis Greenhorn, what's up, my friend? Stupid question. There are no stupid questions. I have an old Alpine, I'm assuming that is, 3339 on the Chord Digital EQ that had a brain box. A corner of the circuit board in the brain box got broken. There was 2 or 3 traces that are broken now. Is that something? Absolutely. Anything can be repaired. Anything can be repaired. Is it worth the time that would be put into it? That I'm unsure of. Send me some pictures, and actually, you know what? Reach out to Sam, Harold. Reach out to Sam at Suncoast Amp Lab, please. That's who I'm going to show it to. I don't have the time to physically do it myself. I would, but Sam actually does cleaner work than I do, and he's doing an excellent job. I wouldn't recommend anybody else. Enjoy, Jason. Thank you very much. We used to have SMOCB boards. I don't know what that means. SMOCB. SMOCB. Solder mask over bare copper. SMOBC is a method of fabricating a printed circuit board that results in final metallization being copper with no protective metal. Oh, okay. All right. Do you know who did those boards for you, Peggy? I've been using Gorilla in California, but I'm definitely always looking for somebody. I want our boards done here. If I can't get the government to get behind small business wanting to manufacture 100% in America and give us grants or loans to where I can do that, then I need to source a printed circuit board maker in America that's not out of their fucking mind. Because everybody that I talk to is absolutely ridiculous, if they'll even return my call. So if you have an outlet, Peggy, even if it's somebody from years ago, I would love to try to reach out and see if they're still in business. All facts. Not everyone wants you to succeed. That is true, my friend. But I tell you one thing, Michael Rodriguez, right here, this man wants you to succeed. I want everybody to succeed. I want everybody to, people used to talk, hey, your son looks like he's doing good. I want my son to far exceed anything that I've ever done. I want, if you buy our equipment, I want you to have the system that you want. That's why I've done what I've done with it, man. Down to the US Amps wire, down to the orange capacitors that people make fun of. They make fun of it because they don't know any better. We tested the capacitors before we used them. Everything that's in here we tested before it was used. I didn't allow the build house to say, here, this is what you're using. We bought the stuff and sent it to them. That's one of many differences between US Amps and other brands. Forget that I'm an engineer and I know what I'm looking at. Forget that we have Dirk. Forget that we have Sam. Forget that we have Douglas, Bruce. We have many, Rigo. We have people that have been in the industry for decades, and we know what we're looking at. We know what we want. But many companies will just allow the build house to build whatever because they don't know any better. And you're just going to take what you get. There's companies right now that are using amplifiers from a build house that I fixed the design on. That 6-channel Class AB amp that we no longer have, we just sold the last of them. That's now offered, I think I just saw Savard is offering that amp. Dark AI, there's a couple other brands that offer that amplifier. And hey, hats off to them. Thankfully, I fixed the 2 issues with that amplifier or it wouldn't be working for you. The thing that bothers me is the company that I fixed the design for sold them to me at X price. And now I see that these other brands are selling that amp for less than I even paid for it. So how much are they selling it to them for? There's no loyalty overseas. Maybe amongst themselves, but not with me, not with Americans. They think we're a joke. Honestly. And yeah. No, I won't get into that. This is a repair or building a new amp? Nope, this is a customer wanted an SQ442, but he wanted it in the 50HC blue. So I'm just doing a quick heatsink swap. Absolutely, Nigel. Have a great day, Ricky. Thank you, brother. I'm patient. I'm just paranoid that I screwed up my order. You screwed up your order, Roberto? What do you mean, buddy? sending you my email address. Please shoot me an email so I can help you figure out what you think you've messed up. We'll get it figured out. You have to ask Dirk. Okay, I will. Awesome. I'll reach out to him. Thank you. Appreciate it. Absolutely, Harold. Just tell him that I sent you, please. All right. Let's get this put back together. And then tested. And then Mr. Chidgener can have his amplifier. Very excited that people in the sound quality community are finally starting to open their eyes to what we're doing here. I really, really, really wish and hope that what I'm working on for sound quality competitions will be accepted. I don't know that it will, but I'm working on a meter that will test THD and some other factors for sound quality competitions, so it's no longer left up to a judge's ear or a judge's bias. No matter what you say, you will never make me believe that a judge using left up to his own device is 100% unbiased. You can't tell me that. I won't believe it. And I'm not saying that they're liars. I'm not saying that they're cheating. I'm not saying... I think it's human nature. And I don't think something as important... I mean, people spend just as much money on their SQ vehicles as the SPL people do. And for somebody to win just based on who they know or who installed it or whatever, insert here why they win, it can't be about total harmonic distortion. If every sound quality competition in the world, or in America at least, was based on the lowest THD in your system, only US amps would win. How do I know that? Because I know that we have, especially in the SQ442, the lowest total harmonic distortion in any amplifier offered, period. And once Douglas tests the SQ442 and releases that, it will back up what we've been sharing from the build house almost 5 years, 2004, so over 2 years ago. The SQ442 is absolutely one of the cleanest, if not the cleanest, 4-channel, 1 ohm stable Class AB amplifier available at any price. I don't care what price. At any price. But being that it's as inexpensive as it is right now, forget it. That blows everything out of the water. I honestly, like I said, any price. I'll put it up against amplifiers that are $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. But at under $600, you're not going to get a cleaner, lower THD, stronger 4-channel amplifier than the USA SQ442. Doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. And I'm not being an egomaniac. I'm basing it on facts. Just like damping factor is a fact. It's not a myth. You know what's funny though is that the same person that said RMS power is a useless specification, RMS power doesn't exist. Because that person that said that RMS power is a useless specification, he also said that damping factor is a useless specification. Well, guess what? Damping factor doesn't exist. Or I'm sorry, RMS power does not exist without damping factor. So it makes sense to that person that neither one of those are useful, because well, at the end of the day, we all know what's what. That's why we're here. They used to run the RTA for SQ. Yeah, not anymore. Axion circuits used to okay, Axion. Thank you. Axion circuits. Axon, AXON. Axon circuit. Oh, Axion. I got it. In California. I got it right here. Sweet. Thank you, Peggy. I will reach out to them. I love it. All right. Before I put the board on here, or the bottom on here, I'm going to do a quick test-a-rooski. Do I send my amp in for repairs? Country Lee, I'm sorry, I don't know who you are or what amp you're referring to. Do I send my amp in for repairs? If you have an amp that needs repaired, please go to our website. Here, I'm going to do this. Actually, I'm going to do this. You guys see the screen? So here, we're going to go usampsinc.com. You don't have to knock. So go to, as soon as you get to the home page, look at the top. It says Amp Repairs and Refurbishment. Click on that, and it takes you to Suncoast Amp Lab. You can hit him up here. There's a link right here. That'll bring you right to Sam. Sam at Suncoast Amp Lab is the only authorized US Amps repair and restoration service in the world. I will not refer you to anybody else. He takes care of all our warranty repairs, and he will process the repair from start to finish. So if you have a US Amps piece of equipment and you haven't filled out your warranty card that comes with it, or you haven't gone to usampsinc.com and filled out your warranty card online, I would suggest you do that before sending your amp in for repair or starting your repair process. But Sam will get with me. As soon as he receives your RMA request, he's going to reach out to me and ask if you filled out your warranty card. So you can also do that at usampsinc.com. Warranty registration, right there. It's at the top. Can't miss it. You don't even have to fill out the card and send it back. You can do it right here, and it comes to my email address, and we save it on our OneDrive. If you have our Legato 12 DSP or Legato 16 DSP, or if you have the ABS version of our DSP that we've been trying out, all of the software is available on our website, usampsinc.com. All of the classic models that we still have for sale. Anything that's been sold has been removed. Hopefully, I might need to go on there and update this. But if you see something up there that you're interested in, feel free to reach out to me. If there's something that you don't see on there that you see in the room as we're doing our lives, feel free to reach out to me. Everything is for sale except for the items that Dirk has built for me. Hopefully that answers your question, Hayden. I just said go to usampsinc.com, and it says at the top, amp repairs or refurbishment. What's the biggest 4-channel? The biggest 4-channel that we have is the SQ442. If you're talking about biggest in power. I honestly believe, as far as Class AB goes, the US Amps USA SQ442 is the largest, cleanest, most powerful 4-channel, 1 ohm stable Class AB amplifier at any price range or in the world. I don't know that there's a 1-ohm stable Class A/B 4-channel amplifier that does more than 600 watts a channel by 2 at 0.009 THD. And if it exists, please, I'm not being a dick, I don't know. So if it exists, please let me know. If not, US Amps is the one. And currently at the price that we're selling them at, like I said before, we're losing $60 per unit. It costs me more than that to make them. So while supplies last, which is I think another like 26 units, the prices for the 50HC, 100HC, and SQ442 are going to go back up to what they were pre-sale. So get them while you can. All right, guys, been on here for almost an hour and 40 minutes. If there's any questions that I haven't answered, feel free to send me a message at mjames@usampsinc.com or go to usampsinc.com and hit info or support. That comes to me as well. Please don't forget to go to our YouTube channel and just hit subscribe. All you have to have is a Gmail or some type of email account. It doesn't cost anything. You don't have to like any of the videos, but if you go on there and subscribe, it helps us grow organically. I really hate going to Google and Googling US Amps and seeing Down for Sound come up. So the more that everybody subscribes and the more that we do things organically that way and people go to US Amps on their own, the less other things will show up that shouldn't when you Google US Amps. That's how we're trying to grow organically. I get 5 emails a day of how I could buy likes, how I can buy bots. I don't want that shit. I want us to grow organically, and we've done that so far. So thank you for your continued support. As of right now, we have just at like 35,000 and change followers on our US Amps page. I would like to see that on our YouTube page as well. We're just under 2,000 on our YouTube page. So please, please go to youtube.com and at least subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please and thank you. For everybody that goes to our YouTube channel and subscribes this week, I will send you out a US Amps shirt, hoodie, hat, something of your choice. Okay? So shoot me a message. Let me know that you've subscribed. Do a little screenshot or something just so I don't have to do a bunch of research. And then tell me what size it is or what it is that you want of US Amps swag, and I'll send it to you. Okay? Thank you guys. Love you. Spend some time with your family, and thank you for being part of ours, the US Amps family. Thank you guys.